Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Savannah and we are in River Rock Zoo again today in Planet Zoo building a habitat for grizzly bears. I'm really excited to put grizzly bears into the zoo. When you think about a North American zoo, at least in my mind, grizzly bears are right there as one of the key species that would be needed. One of the bigger kind of why you go to the zoo to see them kind of species. And so I thought that they would be perfect. So excited to add them in today. But very first thing I wanted to address a little update for you guys. Hopefully you will be able to tell, because if you can't tell, then it might not have been worth it for me. But I got a new mic. So I previously was just using like the voice recorder that was already on my laptop that just kind of comes with it. And I know that there was some quality issues there, but that's just kind of what I had at the time. So I did a little bit of research, read lots and lots of reviews, asked a couple people about opinions on what they think might work best, and I ended up ordering myself a Yeti mic, the Blue Yeti or Yeti Blue mic, whatever you call it. Can clearly tell that I know exactly what I'm talking about, but excited nonetheless. So hopefully the quality of the quality of my voice sounds much better. If I could speak straight for you, then we'd have all the pieces of the puzzle together. But excited about that, so hopefully I do sound much better, and going forward, the quality will just kind of continue to improve from here. Anyway, and I also am kind of in my own little office space for the first time in a while. So I mentioned before in a previous video that I was moving all of my stuff upstairs into one of my guest bedrooms and turning it more into my little office area. And although I'm not completely done, like it kind of looks like a wreck in here right now, the stuff that I need to play the game and record the videos and everything is up here. So I am sitting at a desk in my own little area, able to close the door and shut the world out. So hopefully there will not be random cat sounds and dog noises, because again, I do have pets and they love to be included, but that way I'm able to kind of go do my own thing for a while and not get distracted. So a little bit of updates for the channel, super excited about them, so I hope you are too. Let me know down in the comments how it sounds. I'm still playing with some of the settings and learning how it works and all that, so bear with me if I do make any mistakes and it doesn't sound that great. I'll try to catch them before I actually upload the video, but if you're hearing this, it means it worked, and I'm super excited about my new mic. Back to what I'm actually doing in the video. This build, I was working off a really cool reference picture I found of just a shell of a building. So what you're seeing here was essentially kind of what the picture looked like, with these big wooden beams in the front, and then I'll get to the really smaller repetitive beams that I'm going to do right here that go across. You may have noticed it is a theme that I like to incorporate, especially in River Rock Zoo, because that is kind of the theme that we're going for here, is our kind of North American modern, but it's a really easy way to make something look intricate, but it's really not all that intricate. So it's just a bunch of repetitive wooden beams, and I think it turned out really, really nice looking. And actually, when I was working on this, up until, like, not even at this point in the build, I was still thinking I was going to build this habitat for reindeer, because reindeer, being another North American animal, does kind of fit our zoo. So reindeer and Dall sheep are still on the list to add to this zoo. But as I got to building this and it became more of a, not like a grand building, but it's up on a hill. It's a bigger building. It turned out really nice. I thought that it fits better for a highly desirable animal, I guess, to see, like the grizzly bear. So not that reindeer aren't cool. I think reindeer are fabulous animals, but the build just didn't, at least in my opinion, seem to fit them. So hopefully you guys agree. But at the end result, I am super happy with the grizzly bears actually being the animal that we put in here instead of the reindeer. But That being said, like I did say before, reindeer and doll sheep, and that's pretty much it that I have planned for River Rock Zoo. I'm actually pretty proud of my current computer setup. I'm not having a whole lot of issues running and building in the zoo, so I'm going to keep going basically until my computer says no, because that'll be the determining factor. Am working on upgrading my my computer at some point, but that'll be later down the road. So right now, just working with what I have. So those are the plans for River Rock. I actually did get a little bit more inspiration to work in my other park, Sundew Safari Park. We took a break from that one for a few weeks. In all honesty, I just kind of lost inspiration working there. I really liked the South American DLC as far as all the animals and all the pieces were really cool, but I don't know, something about this building style comes much more naturally to me than the other kind of build style that we were doing. And as far as the feedback I got from you guys, it seemed to kind of agree. And I'm not sure if that's just because you noticed I'm not that great at that build style, or and it's okay to say that because I too myself think I'm not that great at that build style. But I just have a lot more fun with this one, and I think it shows in what I build. So kind of stuck with this one for a while. However, my whole start or point of bringing that up is I did find a picture of something that really inspired me to go back to Sundew Safari Park and kind of change up the theming just a little bit. So working on something in there right now that hopefully you guys will be excited about. I'm not sure if it will be next week's video. It might be the week after that, as I might need a lot more time to kind of put it together. I've not tried anything like that before, so it is taking me quite a while. You can see here, actually up until this point, I still was thinking reindeer. I did not have grizzly bears on my mind, but kind of wanting to do this border wall, and we do a lot of rock work in this enclosure, and I end up adding some wooden pieces and metal pieces up onto the top of here, like bars that would keep grizzly bears in, because obviously, with concrete walls, they aren't high enough. You'll see when I do the rock work, they wouldn't be high enough to keep the grizzly bears in, but here's where I start with the pieces and start kind of thinking like, this would be a little bit better for grizzly bears. But overall, super happy with how this turns out. There is, there will be cinematic shots at the very end, so if you want to see those, go ahead and stick around for that. I do end up extending what I'm building here currently to be a little bit higher, because when I finished, they were a little bit low, and looking at it, kind of looked like a grizzly bear could just hop right over and go running through the zoo, which obviously is not that great. We want to avoid that. So I did end up extending that, and I cut some of that out. Let me know. This is my question for the day, is I tend to record absolutely everything as I start, and then when I go to do the little fine details at the very end, I find myself either cutting some of those out because I think they might be repetitive, or as I'm doing the little details, I forget to hit record. But let me know, do you prefer to see major progression, I guess, in builds? So like the walls of the building and the roof and the fencing and stuff that I'm doing here, or do you like seeing absolutely everything, all the little details, all the benches and trash cans and viewing points and things like that that get put in at the very end? Let me know, because I realized as I was editing this video, I did cut some of the stuff out. I will always cut things out, like if I have a really hard time building something and it takes me 20 minutes to build, one piece of a fence. I know that's really tedious, and I personally don't like watching that, so I do cut that stuff out. But what I'm specifically referring to is overall big parts of the build versus little kind of fine-tuning detail stuff. Let me know what you guys like to see. I did, however, leave in a whole bunch of stuff, recording rather, of me doing custom signs this time. I really wanted to do lots of custom signs for this enclosure, so you'll see. Stick around, because I think that is absolutely worth at least seeing the cinematic shots. If you don't want to watch me build them, that's totally fine. But I do want to put those up on Steam for you guys to use, because I personally think Steam needs lots more of like customized signs, and I've sunk in At least the ones that I made, I sunk the actual education boards into them so guests will stand and look at them as if they're actual signs. But I think they turned out great, so let me know what you guys think. Talking about Steam, I will be putting this entire habitat up there, hopefully within the next day or so. It might not be up there when the video goes live. I'm going to try my best. It'll take me not that long, but I just have to remember to do it. If you're going to use this in your zoo, which is the whole point of me telling you guys this, you have to be okay with a little bit of clipping. I'm going to warn you now. The guests do some funky things, and inside the building, even though I end up putting down like a divider wall that hangs all the signs and stuff like that. Looks great when you're just looking at it. Guests don't understand that it's a wall, and they do a little bit of weird ghosty stuff and walk right through it as if it's not there. I did put down some trash cans and other stuff to try to deter them, but they are adamant they want to walk through the walls. So that being said, just a forewarning, when this is up on Steam, you do have to be okay with just a little bit of clipping. If you know a better way to fix it, by all means, take my build, adjust it however you'd like, but did want to let you know it's something that I noticed. I tried to kind of get it out of the cinematic shots because I think it looks funky, but it's there. It's what they do. The guests in Planet Zoo do some funky things sometimes, and yeah, that's just what we have to deal with here. So here, just finishing up the rock work, and really this exhibit habitat is lots and lots of rock works and then some foliage, because I really wanted to make sure it looked like a grizzly bear natural habitat would. Lots of rocks, some elevation for them to climb, obviously a cave for them to sleep in because, you know, every grizzly bear habitat needs a cave. This is fit for one male and one female grizzly bear, which I do put in at the end so they're in the cinematic shots. But yeah, overall, very, very happy with this habitat. Let me know what you guys think. I will leave you guys alone for the rest of the video so you guys can enjoy the speed build, watch those cinematic shots at the end, and let me know what you think about the habitat, about the video, about my mic, anything and everything. Just let me know. The best thing about making these videos that I've found, because I still am very, very new to this, and you guys have shown me such love and such support. I couldn't appreciate it more. I'm loving the community, but I love interacting with you guys, answering your questions, listening to your comments, or rather reading your comments. So yeah, just let me know, keep it coming, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.
This one is